Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lynn's Cooking. Today we're going to make easy biscuits. All we're going to need is self-rising flour and heavy cream. First thing we're going to do is we're going to measure out 2 cups of self-rising flour. I'm going to need the self-rising flour in here. Okay, we got 2 cups of self-rising flour. Okay, now like we're going to need is 1.5 cups of heavy cream to self-rising flour. And then you'll need to also put a little bit of flour on the surface as well when you go to roll it. And we've got our heavy cream in here with our flour. We're just going to mix it around. And it's best to use this wooden spoon for this. The reason being it's stiff. And if you use the spatulas, they just bend too easily. So we're just going to mix it all together, get it incorporated into a ball. And then after we get it incorporated into a ball, then all we're going to do is put it on a lightly floured surface and start rolling it out. And right now you see I've formed a dough. So now I'm going to take some of my flour and I'm going to roll, or I'm going to put a little bit on my workstation here so that I can get it rolled out. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to dump it onto the floured surface. And you'll need a rolling pin. If you don't have one, a water bottle works good too. If you don't have a biscuit cutter, use a glass. That works just as well. And you'll want to put a little bit of flour on your hands so that it doesn't stick too much. And that's all we're doing. And then we're just going to knead it into a ball. And the more you knead it, the more stiff it's going to get. But you don't want to over knead it. So we're just going to do it a couple of times to make up a ball. And they're going to be really flaky. You don't need to add anything else to them. Just this. Then I will get a little bit more flour and put it on my rolling pin so that we can start rolling them out. And I still have enough flour here, so I'm good. Just doing it into a ball. And you don't need to let it sit. You can also use this recipe if you like to make homemade dumplings as well. They turn out really good. That way you can make them as thick or as thin as you want. Okay, we got that done. Okay, now we're going to just roll out our biscuit dough. That's all we're doing. And the thicker you leave the dough, the better and thicker your biscuits are going to be. That should be pretty good about there. I do not have a biscuit cutter, so I do the next best thing. I use a glass and just cut out my biscuits. And we'll just set them over to the side. And then once we do this, then once we get them all cut out, we're going to keep rolling it into a ball until we get them all cut. We've cut out some already, you can see. So just take your ball of dough and just knead it again into another little ball. And we're going to keep cutting them out until we get as many biscuits as we can get out of this dough. And we're going to do it again. Just flour. Each time, make sure to flour your rolling pin or bottle, whatever you have. It doesn't have to be a rolling pin, but it makes it easier. And like I said, this process just keeps going back and forth until we get our pan filled up with biscuits. Okay, we're down to our last of our dough. It still has a ring in it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to ball it up in our hands and just make a ball out of it. And just flatten it the best way you can with your hands. And we call this an ugly biscuit because it's the last piece of dough. And we put it on a ungreased baking sheet in the oven at 350 till they're golden brown. Okay, I've got 16 biscuits out of it, but it just depends on how thick you roll them. And when you do place your biscuits in here, put them close together because they will rise if they're close together. If they're not, they won't rise as much. And we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven for, I'm going to say, maybe 10 minutes at the most, just until golden brown. Okay, we've got our biscuits cut out. I did some round, like normal biscuits, but then I decided since it's Easter, let's make some Easter biscuits. So we cut out little ducks and rabbits. Okay, our biscuits came out of the oven. We kept them in there till they turned a golden brown, as you can see. We have our round basic biscuits. I took the cookie cutters with the little rabbits and the little ducks. And then we have our one little ugly biscuit when you have dough left over. Just make it into a ball. And if you like my video, please like and subscribe. I forgot to mention that when you have leftover biscuits, to make them fresh again, all you need to do is put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the refrigerator, take it out, spritz a little bit of water over the top of them, put them in a toaster oven, and just let them cook for like 3 to 4 minutes, depending on your toaster oven, and you'll have fresh baked biscuits. If you like my video, please like and subscribe.